That is pretty cool. I don't know whether that's mother and daughter. Very majestic animals. Good morning folks, and welcome to today's vlog. Today brings us to probably one of our favourite places in the UK. This is what I always call kind of like a home vlog, because it is home to us. It's Whipsnade Zoo. There was an event that happened which is quite exciting really for us. We have a friend here called Donna, who is an Asian elephant, her mother Kaylee, and approximately 7 AM Monday morning there was the birth of a not so tiny but an infant elephant, new to the herd. I think that brings the herd up to about 10 now, and there are other additions such as some aardvarks. We've already had a look at them. They're not awake at the moment. Hopefully they'll be trotting around later. So let's just have a general pleasant look around our favourite zoo. Certainly one of the most scenic places you're going to find in the whole of the home counties and Chiltern areas. It is simply beautiful. New meerkats. They look very young, don't they? Looks like he's nesting.
He's playing up the camera, isn't it?
Yeah. Why are you looking at me? I thought they do that. He's like destroying himself.
Rachel says that is an ostrich. We will just call it Big Bird. Although it's not yellow. Literally just saying to Rach, could you imagine it if they could actually fly? How terrifying they would be. There'd be no stopping them. They could pick anything up, couldn't they? Some tasty hippo soup with added lumps. I don't think I fancy swimming in that, but they seem to enjoy it. They're actually quite big. Deceptive, there is no viewing point under here that you can see them under the water, but we've seen them years ago in Bush Gardens, and they are huge. Even the little ones. Go on, yawn. Now I know they're pygmy hippos, but that is actually quite huge. I bet you get some lovely crackling off that. That's what my dad would have said anyway. Zoom lens all the way out because that is quite a distance away, but that is a cheetah. I think there's about 5-6 of them in there. Mind anyone a Bambi? Don't think they're quite the same deer. There are youngsters over the back over there. Now you are not a flamingo, but these guys are. Colour comes from what they eat, I believe. And there's a little young one over there. I don't know if I can focus in. Tiny little grey one. Pretty cute. Hey. Someone is having a cat nap. Beautiful huge tiger. There are 3 that were cubs, but they're now fully grown. One looks awake up there.
wake you up. No, we're just going to focus on just being with it.
Amazing.
To us, they can appear cute and cuddly, yet they're dangerous. To them, we're just a juicy steak.
On Monday at 7 o'clock in the morning. Fabulous news for our elephants, most important of all. Wonderful news for the keepers and staff that work at Whipsnade. Brilliant news for the European breeding programme, and I don't think it's too much to say fantastic news for endangered Asian elephants in the wild. So what am I referring to, everyone? The baby, absolutely, the birth of our calf, that tiny little elephant that we're all absolutely adoring in the paddock today. So, as I say, she was born at around 7 a.m. Her mum is Donna. Now,
Donna happens to be her favourite elephant, and her mum next to that is Kaylee.
She's actually next to right now, over there. Grandma Kaylee is next to Donna, so Donna is Kaylee's daughter. So we've got grandma, mother and daughter in that little threesome over there on the right. And then we have Auntie Luca here feeding from the hay net.
She is also one of our personal favourites, Luca.
That, the little one was trying to feed from her auntie, but her eyesight is not brilliant. They're not brilliant eyesight, particularly when they're first born. Has a good sense of smell though, but obviously still a little bit confused. She was up on her feet in 4 minutes, so that is pretty usual for elephants. They are up and ready to go. I suppose that's probably got quite a lot to do with the fact that she's been in her mother's womb for nearly 2 years. The gestation pregnancy period is about 21, 22 months, that kind of time. So quite a long time to be pregnant. But she's doing extremely well, as you can see, and right next to Mum there, very good decision on her part. She was 113 kgs at birth, which is almost 18 stone. Not the biggest calf we've ever had here. The male calves we've had in past years have been around 20 stone, 22 stone, so a very respectable, almost 18 stone. If you can see, she is, I don't think she'll mind me saying this, she is very hairy. This is a feature particularly of Asian elephants. Asian elephants are generally more hairier than African elephants, but they're particularly hairy when they're little like that. Now, very moving for the keepers. They didn't want to get involved. They wanted to leave the elephants, who are perfectly capable of sorting out a birth amongst themselves. But they were watching on CCTV, and what they saw was exactly what they were hoping to see, which was Grandma Kaylee helping Mum Donna have her calf. So helping her open the amniotic sac, helping the youngster onto her feet, and very gently saying to the others, don't get too close, give the little one a little bit of space. So she's already not as wobbly as she was at the beginning of the week, but still a little bit wobbly. She is now, it looks like, suckling from Mum. You'll notice, which is, I think most people think that animal breasts are between the back legs, but actually in an elephant they're right between the front legs. And elephants actually suckle with their mouths. What's quite extraordinary, I think, is that that trunk, which is such an important part of being an elephant, they actually don't know how to use it when they're Elizabeth apart right now. Anyone who's had a baby and also got a toddler will know that you just need to keep the toddler a little bit under control in those first few weeks, because they can be a little bit over enthusiastic.
That was great to experience that back there with an explainer. The professional explainers can do a far better job than pretty much any of us out here, because they know the animals themselves. but that was surreal seeing Donna with a newborn calf, which we can reflect and go back 13 years and remember Donna being the same with her mother Kaylee. But really beautiful to see. We're back to a proper steam locomotive this week. The last time we looked at this, there was a diesel engine pulling the trailers round. That's like an ear-piercing sound that's coming right there from that. Now, if anyone who wants to go and see the safari area, which is situated over my left shoulder, goes pretty much around the back area, and you will see the likes of your elephants, your camels, your yaks, your wild deer, the sort of water bucks that sort of surround the area. It's only accessible by car. If you do not have a car, you can obviously use that form of transport. Kind of wondering why this fella here is by himself, away from his pack. Seems quite content. Strange just how horse-like they actually are, but they speak in a high-pitched squeak. Just walking through this slightly wooded area here, come across just this simple little acorn that has fallen in what you call the autumn years, and it brings something that's very hard for me to turn around and talk about, is the fact that the autumn years are fast approaching for, unfortunately, my sister now. We had horrendous news during the last week that time is fast running out for her. I've bought her an otter today, a cuddly otter, so she can cuddle that. She has turned around and said for us to continue with our vacation to Florida in around October the 1st for 18 nights, and we hope there's enough of her in her own person left when we come back. She has a terminal illness that is going to ravish her, unfortunately, and she's going to fight it with everything she's got. It's the way that we do things, and unfortunately time will catch up with us all eventually, but it makes these videos that I am doing now, the videos that I already felt a sense of pressure for what I do with putting. I've always been a person that creates things for groups, helps people. That's been the way of my life for the best part of a couple of decades, helping people with their trips to Florida, etc. And this would be the first time ever I was to attempt to do something that I don't see a lot of people do, which is release videos the same day of shoot in Florida itself of their vacations. Now I'm very much still going to do that, but with my sister in mind. It will be, I'll put a brave face on it for sure and just put it across as much of it, but she ain't got much long time left. So they sort of get people walking past and it catches your frame of thought, unfortunately. But yeah, she's in good spirits. For someone who's gonna not quite make 55, I'd love to think she would, but it's unlikely. But she's strong. It feels like she's in a prison cell at the moment with the hospital. I know this goes very much against the grain of what we're doing today, but I just had to put it out there. It's sometimes people think, well, you see, when he's delivering stuff on his videos, they're not quite his usual self, and the pain is real. I've cried a heck of a lot, but I will try and be strong as I possibly can be, carry my sister in my heart when we do the Florida vlogs, and bring it to you guys as best we can. Anyway, let's get back on with today.
In that corner. Oh yeah.
Cannot believe these two have been sleeping pretty much all day long. Like a mixed match of a kangaroo and a pig. So that is an aardvark or two. Really strange, curious creatures. Many people confuse them and turn around and say they're anteaters, but they're not. A totally different thing altogether. And at some point they'll be running around in their paddock and they get a closer look, but probably obviously not today. Someone doesn't seem amused, do they? Your honey badger, aka Wolverine, aka Logan, although he does not have metal fingers or spikes out of his fingers. How can something so cute be dangerous? A year in zoo life goes past so quick. Probably a little bit more than 12 months ago, that there, laying down, this little tiny baby Nandy. Well, not so little, not so tiny anymore. She was about the size of Donna's calf, the elephant calf. Real tiny little bundle of joy, bouncing around this paddock here a little over a year ago, and now more than doubled, maybe trebled in size. Having a well-earned rest. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for today's vlog. Hope you've enjoyed the little insight that the professional explainers turned around and said into Donna and her calf and her mum Kaylee and the elephant herd. That was really special. Shame about the aardvarks, but as they turn around and say, don't work with animals, children or other vloggers. Anyway guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you in the movies. Bye for now.
What colour is your eyes?
That's right.
So he's eating a goragi.
Well, that's the one in charge, the man said. That one?
On the floor?
Yeah, that one's low. There's one behind it. Let's go. Let's go. They're all coming out just
These guys are your real zoo acrobats. Really fun to watch.